All right, for segment 2 today, we are going to rush Heathen Dog through an overview of Mystic China, and then he's going to talk about the wonderful and glorious chi powers, or chi concept. Is it concept? I don't know. Of of the Mystic China sourcebook, which is utilized for various Palladium games. I almost made a mistake and called it a Rift sourcebook. No, it is not a Rift sourcebook. It is a Palladium sourcebook. So quickly before we do that, got to get there. We believe that role-playing games should take place in fantastic worlds. And what is a better fantastic place than Mystic China, right? And the focus of the game should be on role-playing and having a good time. The core values of #RPGate and any good tabletop group are escapism, not representation. We're escaping to Mystic China. We are not trying to represent it. Entertainment over activism. We are entertained by Mystic China. Or are we? We'll find out. And natural organic inclusion, not forced diversity. See, China just showed up and we just decided, hey, we'll cover it. We don't care. I'm not sure that's how that works, but we're going with it. The charity we support is the Wounded Warrior Project, a national nonpartisan organization whose mission is honor and empower wounded warriors. Click the little QR code there or check the link below for goodness. Join us on Thursdays and Saturday evenings on twitch.tv/Legion of Myth for the dirty casuals. Watch them play multiplayer games. Mock them. Enjoy them. Give them some love. You know what? They need love too. You guys are great. We all just died. It was so great how you died.
Thank you.
You can do it.
I feel better now.
Exactly. And here on our YouTube channel, you can watch these game-related segments live every Sunday at 1 p.m. or now at 4:16 p.m. Central Time. Or check out the Friday Night Chill stream where a panel of guests opine, comment, editorialize on the TTRPG hobby as a whole. And the last disclaimer, yada, yada, he's covering the book. He's going to talk about things. I'm going to sit here and go, wow, that's interesting. Right, sir? Subscribe, like, and share.
Gonna Ed McMahon the shit out of this. All right. All right, so first off, I'm going to tell you what this Mystic China book is. Unlike a lot of Rifts books, the Rifts books are usually world books, source books, or adventure books. A world book gives you an entirely new area or planet. For example, Africa, Japan, phase world, whole new setting. That comes with all new rules, comes with adventure ideas, all new items, skills, whatever. Then there are source books. These are books that usually propagate the plot in Rifts, and it will give you new items, like upgraded items or upgraded things, or specific spells created for this plot point, whatever, stuff like that. And then adventure books that are adventure, stuff like that. Now, in Palladium, sometimes you run across books like Mystic China, which is obviously, should be based in China, but it's not actually the setting. It's culture and lore. And then spells, abilities, items, things like that about this culture and lore that fit into this culture and lore. So while Mystic China, you think, oh, it's got to be set in China. No, it's not a setting at all. It's just as useful if you have a group from China anywhere else in the world. They use Mystic China rules because they are the OCCs from China. They have items from China. They have spells they learned from China, so they use China rules, right? Mystic China rules. So that's what this book is about. It's not about where you are. It's about what you've learned and where you learned it, which in this case is in China. Now we're going to move over here.
What games does this work with?
This works with any Palladium game. It really does work with any Palladium game because it does have personal SDC, so it'll work with riffs and revised stuff and second and stuff like that. It'll work with all the current Palladium stuff.
Okay.
Now, is there going to be some finagling? Of course.
Does it have MDC?
It does not have it. No, it is SDC environment, but again, it's easy to convert SDC to MDC, and there's the conversion book to give you situations where SDC stuff becomes MDC stuff and vice versa. So it's not a hard thing, but it talks about character creation. It talks about skills specifically from Chinese background and lore. And it even talks about Chinese language, characters, customs. You know what? As I was reading this book years ago, I thought, you know what? If vapid, dumbass, middle class white girls had this book to look up some Chinese characters, that a lot of them would have less dumb tattoos.
Oh my God, my wife being Japanese, she obviously can read the kanji. She
Yeah,
loves
exactly.
it when she reads the tattoos that people get. Well, she really doesn't. She actually gets angry, which is funny. But
Yeah, I
it's
would
like,
too.
that doesn't mean what you think it means.
Exactly. Now, I'm not saying that this is your tramp stamp guidebook, ladies, but I am saying if you had this book and looked at it a little bit, you might have dug a little deeper.
Well,
You
Eric
know?
lived over there. I don't know if it's China or Japan, but he lived over there for a long time. And isn't he the main author of this book, Eric Wuchek?
Yes.
Editor written, yeah. So it makes sense. So he actually spent a lot of time over there. Patrick Demo. Oops, I clicked the wrong area. If you want to play Big Trouble in Little China, you play it. Screw Feng Shui. Mystic
There you
China
go.
is the way.
This is it. No, perfect. That is perfect. You can use Chinese powers, lore, and abilities in your American setting, just like Big Trouble in Little China. That's perfect. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much,
Patrick.
Patrick. So we're gonna look at, let's see here. Table introduction. Here's a quick 8-step review, blah blah blah. We don't care about that. Can't remember being I'm not gonna do that either. Again, this is a little old school, and this copy sucks, but this is the normal chart for attribute bonuses.
Can this book is this a standalone book?
Yes.
So you don't need any other book. Like it has
No.
character creation and so forth.
It
in
has
here.
character creation.
Oh my
it
God, I
has
did
all
not
the-
know that.
Yeah, but it only has the China specific skills, powers, stuff like that. So if you want to just make Chinese characters in a Chinese setting, this is the only book you need.
Okay.
If you want to graft Chinese lore onto your setting, you get this book as well,
Okay.
and you're fine. The alignments are Taoist, Chinese symbols. Here we go. Calligraphy, forgery. These are new skills specific to
By the way, very
Chinese,
important.
a
I
Chinese
hate to
setting
say it,
and Chinese lore.
sorry. Those are very that the calligraphy is very important over there.
Everyone's going to have that skill probably at some level or another.
Yeah. My wife talks about it quite a bit. You have to be like certified and all this other weird stuff.
Tips on good game mastering. This is common for many Palladium books. They do this a lot. We don't have to go into it. But the main things I want to look at are the look, even hours of the day, Chinese hours of the day. Between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. is the hour of the rat, hour of the dragon, hour of the horse, hour of the pig. And here's the little placemats at all Chinese food places that tell you the this is the year of the pig or year of the dog. This one goes deeper, and it gives a qualifier of metal, water, wood, fire, or earth, depending on the exact year that you're doing. Like, for example, Shlo, when were you, what year were you born?
1973.
73. Let's look at 73. 1973 is the year of the water ox. Okay. Ox is strong and steady. Water is flexible and capable of deep thoughts. Well, I'm going to go with capable of deep thoughts. He's not very flexible. I was born in the year of the fire dragon, which is completely weird because dragon is filled with energy and fire is filled with energy, but also restless. I'm the laziest person you've met in a while. I don't understand that. So I don't have a whole lot of stock in Chinese.
What's your
Chinese
Western sign? I'm a Leo.
I don't
And
have
those
stock in
start to
astrology.
make more sense.
Again, we have Chinese symbol and name table. An, Bai, Bao, Bing, Chen, all of these are terms for complex ideas.
So number 7 there, Qi.
Qi, energy. It is the same as the qi used in martial arts and studied in feng shui by geomancers. Qi is also called breath or divine breath. Other symbols with the same sound are flute and machine. Why that last sentence was in there is the writer's discretion. Do you need that last sentence for this game? No.
But there's one that's missing. It's actually a pretty important one. It's also the one included in my wife's name. Qi is also the word for 1,000. So my wife's name is Qi, which is 1,000 summers.
God, that sounds awful. 1,000 summers? I hate summer. It's too hot. 1,000 summers in a row? It's hell. Oh my God, that's hell.
She's a demon.
The power of 1,000 summers is hell.
Especially in Alabama. Well, in Minnesota, that's a blessing, but here in Alabama, no.
No, it's a curse. So yes, I mean, this book actually gives some real world, insights. Now, is it proper? Are you going to learn? Are you going to be an expert in Chinese, mythology and lore and history? Of course not, man. Of course not. This gives you just enough to be dangerous, just enough to sprinkle your game with actual symbolism, with actual lore. Are you going to use it correctly? Flip a coin, man. I don't know.
You may as well roll D4 and hope you get a 1.
Exactly. It is actual information though. Chinese to English glossary. Look at what this game gives you. Look at what this book gives you. So much. Do you need all this? No. But will a game master use some of it? Yes. Will a game master use all of it? Probably not. But he can cherry pick what he wants and what he doesn't want. Look at all this. Jesus. Glue, Jiao, Goat, Yang, God, Shen.
Okay, in order to play this game, you have to memorize the entire language presented.
This is the game master's part. This is how you're going to show your players this rich culture. You're going to cherry pick certain places and make them think like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's for flavor, and it even gives money. This is Hong Kong dollars, which I think is funny.
Well, when was the book written? It was before 97? Yeah, if it's before 97, Hong Kong was still British.
And Hong Kong dollars. Now, well, that's different. How to save money, apparel, equipment, and supplies, period clothing, lore specific clothing, how much they cost, clothing gimmicks, bulletproofing, a gi. This is the specific thing for that. Medical equipment, weapons. We can move on to weapons of ancient China. This is stuff to put flavor into your game. Could you just use a sword? Sure. Or you could use a Chinese lore specific sword or spear.
Ooh, Sean speaks fluent Chinese.
Well, I wouldn't say fluent, but yeah.
No, he was a linguist, so he's got to be fluent.
Okay, you're Sean. All right, not my Sean.
Yeah. I'm talking Sean, who's going to be on next week.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Are you planning on updating this, giving it a modern bent?
That would be something. Now, next one I want to look at is the martial arts OCCs. These are specific to people who grew up, or in China, or had if you're in an American movie, you had an ancient Chinese master teach you things, and you would learn these OCCs and have these abilities. Sun Tzu, philosopher, martial artist, a seeker of perfection. In practical terms, it means the character is a jack of all military trades who thinks it's just as important to learn how to drive a tank, strip a machine gun, and practice martial arts kata. When it comes to studying, the character is equally interested in a 3,000-year-old classic, as Mao's writings on guerrilla warfare, as an article on laser sights in the latest issue of Special Warfare. Okay, great. That means you're going to have skills and abilities appropriate to both ancient times and now. So you're not going to be as specialized in one or the other. You're going to be useful in many more situations. Great. Base SDC 25, base hit points, base chi. I'm going to get into chi later. Don't worry.
In the next video. But the main thing I want to look at is the abilities that these give. Sun Tzu heroes and role models. One, Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu is without a doubt the most celebrated military thinker in the history of warfare. The person who wrote that sentence is a big fan. Well, he's been quoted all throughout the ages. So
he has been main military text in Asia for over 2,000 years. In the first test, it goes off into Sun Tzu tactics, and this OCC really leans on these writings and teachings to form his basis of thought going forward. Then we have demon hunters, the Fu Yao Da Chia, that was guessing. If I hit it, great. If I didn't, screw you. I don't care.
Chia.
There you go. Chia. And these warriors are specifically made to fight demons and supernatural threats. That's what they're for. Demon hunter tricks, apparently talking to a Chinese demon or an oni could get him to screw up. That's something interesting. Entertaining demons, gambling with demons, demon hunter combat abilities, demon hunter advancement bonuses. Just because you're a demon hunter going up level, you get these abilities. Instead of a martial arts, you get these attacks per round. Now it says 2 attacks per melee round. Now remember, this is what revised. So it's based off of not riff. So you start off with 2 attacks per round, and then
Not 4.
You're not anymore. But this is back in the day when it did.
Mhm.
And then your martial arts gave you 2 more, one or 2 more, depending on what martial arts you got. And we move on to Jian Shi, weapon-based martial artist. This is your weapon master. He specializes in Chinese weapons and gets bonuses to hit and damage, and gets special katas that create more effects.
You know, it'd be really nice if you're gonna put a bunch of Chinese words up here, like "nei chia wu xi." You probably want to put like a
Translation
pronunciation guide at the bottom, because I can almost guarantee that none of those words sound like the way that they're spelled there. You think
probably
they are.
so.
If it's Japanese, they would be, but in Chinese, like, yeah, you can never pronounce the words.
No, very hard. Next one I want to go to is magic. Where is magic?
And will you look
Actually,
for that?
your ancient master guy. Remember him? You hate this guy.
Well, I hate him in Heroes Unlimited. I don't know if I hate him here.
Probably hate him here too.
Well, you're looking for magic. The Xixing. It's spelled XINSHENG.
Let's go to the beginning and look at the table of contents. That's probably the best way to go.
For magic. Yeah.
Now, the cool thing about magic in this game is they have 3 different kinds of magic that is similar to but different to Western magic, and one of them I think is neat, and I want to get into that. That is the celestial calligraphy, page 65.
Is that like rune magic?
No, it is not.
Chinese rune magic.
Celestial calligraphy. This is a special kind of magic where the spell is paid for, written down, basically like a scroll. But that's the only way the calligrapher can cast spells, writing them down beforehand, pulling them out, and burning them to activate the spell. Now, the upside is you've already done all of the verbal and somatic components. The only thing you need to do to activate the spell is burn it. Silence, cones of silence mean nothing to you. Having one hand bound means nothing. Being underwater, except for the fact that you can't burn things, means nothing. If you can burn that piece of paper, the spell goes off. That's actually a bonus. You can prep all your spells beforehand. That's a bonus. Now, if you lose your satchel full of paper, that's a minus. But I see in a lot of anime where there's that priest who pulls out this rectangular piece of paper with a whole bunch of writing on it and throws it at somebody. It burns up in the air, and then a magical effect comes out. That's this. I like that. And this book introduces it to Palladium. I like that idea. I like it a lot. And then we get to chi. Now, in Palladium, chi is quite chi magic. Here we go, page 68.
Are you starting the second part of this, or is this like a
preamble? No, I'm not starting it yet. Chi magic. Mystic China is a world flowing with chi. Thus, it's only logical that the creators of Chinese magical tradition would have turned their attention to ways of manipulating and controlling chi. From the dynasty of the legendary sage emperors over 4,000 years in the past, thousands of wuxi have built on that magical heritage. On the multitude of spells, those in the following list have withstood the test of time and are considered reliable for teaching to ambitious apprentices. Now, this book not only gives you the concept of chi, special chi powers, but also chi magic. This is magic only, it can only be used by people who understand the not only the existence of, but the ebb and flow of positive and negative chi. So normal Western practitioners can't even learn these spells or these abilities until they are taught to appreciate, control, manipulate chi energy. Now, thematically, it's absolutely essential, right? I mean, throughout all the stories you've read, all the Dragon Ball episodes you've watched, you understand the importance of sensing and understanding the flow and ebb of chi. It is absolutely essential to most supernatural effects in many, Southeast or Eastern Asian lore. I get it. And it is properly represented thematically in that way in this book. You have spells of living chi, types of living chi, magical combat using chi magic from a Western perspective, how a Western mage would look at this stuff, and then
How we screw it
chi
all
spells
up.
by level. What's that?
I said how we screw it all up.
How we screw it all up. Exactly right. Gives you the spells by level, chi magic and celestial calligraphy. Can you use celestial calligraphy with chi magic? Yes, you can. It gives the spells.
So does this work like traditional magic in like Palladium
Yes,
Fantasy?
it costs PPE, but you need to be trained in the sensing and manipulation of chi energy to even learn these things, let alone use them. So you still use the same spell mechanic as all of Palladium using PPE. Now there is an area in here where I'm trying to get to that is actual chi powers, because they have that in this book.
And chi powers are different than chi magic?
Chi powers are different than chi magic. Yes, I'm going to explain that once I find this. Chinese alchemy. Oh, that's another thing. Yes, in Chinese lore, even in the aforementioned Big Trouble in Little China, the main character got immortality by an alchemical potion. That is common in Chinese lore to obtain immortality, a potion of some kind. That's a common trick to do it rather than do the work over centuries of, aligning your chi and becoming one with the world or whatever. You can just drink a potion, become immortal. Now there's downsides, of course, but there's also other, there's downsides, of course. There's also other Chinese alchemical potions that once you have this skill and are trained in this area, you can simulate many of these effects, like impervious to fire or walking on water or flight or indestructibility. Now, most of these things are fleeting, whereas you just like in Dungeons & Dragons, you drink and 1d4 rounds, you are whatever. You're invisible or whatever, there's a time limit, but the bonus is you can make it again, right? Now, of course, in Chinese lore, taking the same potion over and over and over again always has a bad side effect. And of course it does in this game as well. But we don't need to get into that because that's something you don't tell the players right away. Shh, quiet. you let them drink that fire resistance potion all day until something bad happens.
Now it's on video though.
Legendary elixirs, mudra. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. This is a power of stances. Now in a lot of Chinese martial arts, stances give you advantages and disadvantages. In this case, supernatural ones, like ox stance makes you very hard to move, or bull stance makes it easier for you to push through things and do damage, stuff like that. Well, we have mudra of self-possession, mudra of protections, mudra of evocations, and it gives you explanations. This first mudra is taught to any student of meditation. It works to calm the mind, lending peace to the user. If a character is hurt or missing chi, ISP, or PPE, This mudra will help the character recover missing points at the usual rate. So this, you don't need to normally to regain PPE, ISP, stuff like that at an increased rate, you have to either sleep, meditate, or at least rest. Well, in this one, performing this stance or performing this series of movements replaces that. You can do this instead. And as you can see, this is all very Naruto-esque hand gestures.
Part of me is like, who cares? But the other part of me is like, that's actually pretty cool. He went into such detail that
he went super detail was taken in this. Expert level detail, no. But for a novice game master who has no idea what Chinese lore is, this is this is overly detailed to get the result you wanted when you bought the book. You're getting more than what you paid for, basically. It's good. And we move past the mudras. Oh, what's this? Oh, these are player characters. Okay, I'm gonna try and find those.
Wait, that looked pretty Dragon Ball Z-ish, didn't that?
Yeah, that was pretty Dragon Ball Z-ish. You're absolutely right. Chi powers. There we go. 153. 153. Now, if you are conversant in chi, if you have been taught the understanding of what chi is, how to sense it, how to sense its ebb, its flow, how to gather it or move it away from places, then you have a certain level of ability and you have access to specific chi powers. These are specific to this book and to ninjas and super spies that deal with chi specifically. And some of these powers are quite interesting. Let's look at some of these abilities. The power of chi manipulation or chi mastery. Only characters with at least one chi mastery ability understand how to use the power of chi. Even then, characters must focus their chi on a particular ability before it can be used. Focusing takes one melee round, about 3 seconds, but can be done during combat if you want to, or any other time. Now,
wait, it says one melee round action.
Yeah. Any chi power, any chi mastery power whatsoever, you get these chi abilities. Automatically has the following 3 abilities: chi awareness, chi relaxation, and defend against chi attack. This is on Ninja Super Spies page 118. Okay. You can sense chi awareness. All right. That's easy. Any chi mastery power, you're taught this first. Okay, great. Now these are other chi abilities. If you have any of these, you have the 3 basic ones too. Radiate positive chi, heal the mind. This is great for crazies. Watch this. You can temporarily offset any insanities a person might have for 1d4 hours per level of experience of the chi master.
Nah, that craziness is just too embedded.
There is a caveat. Healing mental manipulation or damage, blah, blah, blah. Where is it at? It says here, note, it is impossible to heal an insanity that a character is either born with or comes about as a result of the character's own guilt / self-blame or self-hatred. So
great. Can't cure my depression.
yeah. If your depression was brought about by your own actions, this cannot heal you. But if something was done to you, brain damage from a fall, brain damage from crazy augmentation, you can get temporary relief from this chi power. That's neat. I like that. I think that's cool. Negative chi mastery. These are positive and negative chi does not mean good and bad.
Oh.
Positive and negative chi is a state of charge. It's not inherently good or bad. It just is. So negative chi abilities are, come on, where are you? Negative chi polarity. By manipulating negative chi in an area, the character can change the chi so it becomes magnetic. After this is accomplished, any character, animal, or thing of positive chi is pulled toward the source of negative chi. And just like the opposite, negative chi is forced away from you. Inflict negative chi illness. By inflicting an accumulation of morbid chi upon a victim, it is possible to infect the character with a chi-based illness. Now, once you are trained in chi, you are subject to its rules. If you have no chi or no positive chi in your body, You cannot heal normally.
You can't heal with positive chi?
No. If you have no positive chi in your body,
Oh, okay.
you cannot heal. If you have negative chi in your body for extended periods of time, you will get sicker and eventually die. It doesn't mean negative chi is bad, because one of the abilities granted if you get a negative chi power is the ability to purge yourself of negative chi and absorb negative chi. So you can empower yourself and bleed it off when you're done. Control revulsion, Ao Da Zhong. That's, again, I'm guessing. The idea is to inflict a lot of potential damage in the character's delivery. One, they'll be tougher, and two, they'll be able to handle it when it comes to combat. For example, a character's shoulders are dislocated, so she can learn to pop them back in without assistance. The bones of the hand and arm are also broken and broken again, so that they grow back stronger. Bonuses: +3 save versus pain, with an additional +1 at 7 and 14th levels, +2 to PE, and +15 to SDC. These are Demon Hunter body hardening exercises. The body hardening exercises in this book and in the book of Ninjas and Super Spies are amazing. They give blanket bonuses once you learn the ability. It's very much like any 80s martial arts movie training montage. That's what body hardening exercises are. The whole training montage where the initiate's hands are being forced into sand and then gravel and then rocks. You're slowly hardening your skin to get the ability to punch and defend against blows with your hands more effectively. That is a body hardening exercise in this book, and it gives that effect. There's also, I don't know if a lot of younger people in the audience probably don't remember this, but there was a thing when Elvis was doing his shows in Vegas where he would have a bow staff put against his neck, and he would walk toward the person holding the bow staff. The bow staff would bend and then snap on it from being forced from his neck. He did body hardening exercises on his torso and neck to be able to do that, letting him resist damage. This book has that as a body hardening exercise, giving you extra SDC and in some cases natural armor rating. So if you are a fan of old 80s movies and you want to emulate that in your Palladium game, this book and Ninjas and Super Spies is for you. It's your deal. So like I said earlier, this book is not a location book. It is not a book you can say, oh, this is based in China. All I need is this book and I can run a game in China. No, it is not a world book. It is not a book about the China location. It is a book about Chinese lore, Chinese customs, Chinese ways of doing things. If you want to introduce that into your location, this is the book for you. If you already have China as a set, as a location you're already playing, this book is an amazing supplement to also get the feel of China on top of the location. For example, if you are running a Palladium Heroes Unlimited game and you are chasing a bad guy to China, having this Mystic China book in your arsenal will allow you to introduce the Chinese lore and feel to your visiting, probably American superheroes, and let them feel a little bit of awe and a little bit of, I'm not in Kansas anymore. And it will make them get local guides. It'll make them learn a little bit more about local culture. It'll make the game more fun and immersive. That's what this book is for. If you use it that way, you're doing a good job. If you try and use it as a guide to all things China for role playing, end all be all for location and lore, you're not doing it right. This book is not built for that. It's built to interject the lore and mysticism of ancient Chinese secrets into your campaign.
So
that's culture appropriation. This is America. There's no such thing as culture appropriation. America is a melting pot. Remember that.
You. I was going to say that.
I know you were. That's why I took it.
I was waiting for that. Damn it.
All right, so let's look at let's look at
Comments?
some of the chat. I'm sure some of it is going to be no, you pronounced it wrong.
Yeah, there is some of that.
You guys should do a digest on Rip's Coalition Manhunter sooner than later. I mean, you don't have to, but it'd be a whole lot cooler if you did. Yeah. Didn't I do the mercenary? I did the
you did Coalition Secrets.
Heroes
Secrets of the Coalition States. Yeah.
I did that one. That was awesome. But okay, Manhunters, I'll look into it. That's fine. Sounds like the Diabolist from Fantasy. Who does?
That was the Celestial.
The Celestial Calligrapher?
Yeah.
No. He's much more useful than Diabolist. Much more useful. Diabolist is a one-trick pony. I thought the segment was supposed to be spicy. That's coming up next. I got some thoughts on chi. It's that. There it is. There it is.
Well, there are a few others. I did this one because it was shortest.
Okay. Mudras. Okay.
Prove it.
I'll take the L on that one, and I don't care.
I say prove it. My wife's Japanese.
Well,
she's the only one allowed to correct me on Japanese. Nobody can speak Chinese. We know it's already true.
Yeah. No one speaks Chinese. Even in China, they don't speak Chinese. It's fine. I knew Elvis did some karate, but I had no idea he was a chi master like that. He was a chi master like that. As a matter of fact, if you go to YouTube after you're done watching this, go to YouTube and search Elvis Bowstaff neck. Search. You'll probably find a video of him doing it. He did it a lot in his Vegas shows toward the end of his life. He did it a lot.
Okay. Let me I don't have everything up. There we go. Like, subscribe, and share. Now, the next video, just to give you a little heads up, Heathen Dog's got some thoughts about some things that might make you feel ways about stuff when it comes to this Mystic China book. Because right now you're enthralled. You're like, this is the greatest book ever. And he's going to rip that rug out from underneath you. Well, how? Why? Or am I lying? I could be very much lying because he hasn't told me what he's going to talk about. We'll find out in the next video. So I hope to see you there.